Hey, this is John Ellis with Ektelon Racquetball here in the Ektelon interview room at the 2014 USA National Championships. With me here, none other than Aimee Ruiz, 9-time US doubles champion.
That's right.
She's won so many doubles tournaments, we can't even count them anymore. One of the best doubles players, if not the best doubles player on the ladies' side of all time. Aimee, how you doing? How's the tournament going so far for you?
I'm doing pretty good. It's Saturday, so we just had our team meeting, and I thought it went really well. And I got to go play a match in about a half hour, so just getting ready to play and looking forward to getting home. I've been here since Tuesday. It's been a long week, very productive, so it's going good.
So who are you playing? Let's talk a little bit about the tournament first. Who are you playing today and what division?
I play at 1 o'clock with Janelle Tissinger. We're playing the men's open doubles. So we're just getting some practice and getting ready for the World Championships next month.
And a big mixed match later tonight, of course.
We have a huge mixed doubles match with none other than yourself as my partner. It's our finals. So
finals.
It's a lot on the line. Should be exciting.
You'll be going against Janelle Tissinger, your partner,
yes,
for not only the open doubles here, but the World Championships coming up in Toronto in June, mid-June. And Brian Crosser, former staff member here at Ektelon, still a Team Ektelon player. A lot of bragging rights on the line today. Are you going to carry your side? I'm not going to force all
I'm
the
not
work
worried
on
about
me.
myself. I'm just worried about you. So I'm good.
Do me a favor and don't have me make the longest runs for balls that are supposed to be yours today. Is that possible?
Do my best.
Okay. We're going to have a good time later today. Let's turn over and talk a little bit about your role with Ektelon. You've been with Ektelon for how many years now?
It's been 5 years.
5 years?
5
It
years.
almost seems like a little longer to me because you have such an influential role with the company over the last 5 years. Jumping right into a management position right off the bat. And
well, I started off as a player, and then I was a regional coordinator, and then I came on board full time.
And so what is your current position title?
I am the promotions communications manager.
And on an everyday basis?
Everyday basis, a little bit of everything. I'm in charge of Team Echelon, social media, communications, so a little bit of everything.
You've had the pleasure of working with Scott Winters over the last 5 years. Talk a little bit about your relationship with Scott.
It's pretty good, you know. I don't know what to say.
It's a little tough when he's looking right at
you.
you.
I mean, he's like looking right at me. You know, it's really good. I don't get to see him as often as I used to because we're both working from home, but we get along, you know, really well. I know I come to him with a lot of my aggravations sometimes, but you know, he's good at listening.
Absolutely. Now, you're in charge of Team Ektelon at this stage.
Yes.
And talk about how big Team Ektelon is right now and some of the key areas.
Yeah, it's very big. We have over 700 players. We have a great outdoor team. We have a military team, you know, and we have a great product line coming up. So we're just, you know, as I said, we had the Team Ektelon meeting, going over everything with the players and just getting ready for the new season.
So, product last year. What were you using last year? What are some of the key products that stick out for you? And then going forward, what are you thinking about using this year?
I was using the Exo 3 Toron Light last year. Used it for the past couple of years. I really liked it a lot. You know, being a woman, I kind of need a lighter racket, so that's what I've been using. I'm thinking of switching to the 160, the yellow racket. I hit with it, we played, and I played with it yesterday. Felt really good, so I think I'm going to be switching to that racket.
Now, with that bright yellow color on the 160, are you going to have to
matching
work?
shoes.
Oh, you knew where I was going with this.
Yes.
Accessories are going to be important for you. So you have the matching shoes.
I won't do the eye guards though. It's too much.
Too much yellow right there?
Yes.
I don't know. It might look good. What about the tops? You going to mix in some new colors this year? You're very stylish.
We shall see. We'll see what our pro budget looks like. See if we can fit that in.
That's a good idea. Look, speaking of pros, let's talk about some of the pros. You know, just kind of go through the men's and women's pros and talk about who we have and what your expectations are for them this coming season.
Yeah, you know, based out of the 209, I mean, we have Jose Rojas and Marky Rojas and Jose Diaz, and you know, they're doing great right now. They had a really great season. Jose defeated Kane in November, I believe it was. So, you know, and Marky and Diaz are really focused on school, which is good, but they're still playing full-time. We have Alex Ackerman, who plays part-time on the tour, and Charlie Pratt, who's had some really great results this past season. He made the semifinals of one pro stop and I believe a couple quarterfinals.
Right.
So that's really great. On the women's side, we have Rhonda, who's, you know, finished #2 past few years. Veronica, who's, you know, trains out of the 209. who I believe finished number 9, and Michelle Key, who's been great, and Jessica Perea.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we got
So we have a great staff.
Well, we got a young staff too,
Yeah.
is what it looks like to me. Like we're set up for years to come. And
Yep.
was that something that you guys planned to do a couple of years ago? Or has it just kind of turned out like that?
Yeah, no, I mean, we set out for this a few years ago. We had a Team Adrenaline, which we started with, and we were, going after the high school kids that had great futures in racquetball. So we've been planning for this, and now we're seeking, the younger Jose Diaz's right now.
So going forward on that, Junior Nationals are coming up here in Denver in late June. We have some nice young talent on staff.
Yes.
Who do you think is going to be that next group of players on both sides to come into the pro game?
Well, Adam Mania's right there. I mean, he's part of our pro staff now, so he's going into Junior Nationals defending his title. So.
Right. On the ladies' side, any of the juniors stand out for you?
I think the juniors, there's a lot of great females in international right now. I mean,
Right.
That's really big, and I'm hoping some of these up and coming juniors can really, have good competition with them.
Well, you'll get a chance to scout. As we mentioned earlier, you're a part of the U.S. national team once again. How many years have you been a part of the team?
9 years.
9 years. It's pretty amazing. You're headed to Toronto. Have you
Yes.
ever played in Toronto?
I have not.
Okay, so you're looking forward to Toronto, I'm sure.
Yes.
You're going to bring Felix with you for this one?
He's not going to be there.
That's sad. I'm not sure how you're going to be able to maneuver through the city and go out to your late night dinners like you guys like to do and get away from the team a little bit, but I'm sure you'll be able to manage that. What's it mean to you to play for the United States national team?
It's really an honor for me. I was just talking to Tom Furman about this the other day. It's his first year on the team, and he's so excited. And I feel the same way. I every time I go to an international competition, I feel like it's my first time, and I'm very proud to wear Team USA on my back.
That's cool. That is very cool. Going forward, we have areas, and we'll get out of the team for a second. Going back into Ektelon, we have areas, pockets in the United States here that are very productive. Others that aren't so much. You mentioned in the meeting that there's some states that don't have sponsored
Right.
players this year. Where are the hot spots of racquetball right now, and who and what in Ektelon? Who are those players in Ektelon that are driving it, and not just Stockton,
I
California?
think you were bringing this up to talk about Stockton.
No, I'm not. I just said not just Stockton, California. Other areas besides Northern California.
Well, I mean, Southern California has great hotbeds. I mean, Mike Orr, he leads the way in that area, and there's a lot of up-and-coming players from there. Texas is really popular with racquetball. There's a lot of players and whatnot. And East Coast not so bad either.
Right. Well, all right. That's just wanted to get some questions about Aimee Ruiz and what you're doing these days in the sport of racquetball. One last thing.
Oh, shit.
That's not the word you probably want to use for this, but very funny indeed. We'll use that for the outtakes right there. We've got the 5-year anniversary of you winning this tournament in the singles. And I always mess with you and call you a double specialist. But you won this tournament 5 years ago and had to take down future Hall of Famers and one Hall of Famer in Cheryl along the way. What do you remember about that event? Does it feel better now than then, or are you striving to want to get back to the singles game and try to give it another go?
It's funny. A few weeks ago, I watched that match over again. So
The finals?
yes, I did. You were doing the commentary.
It was fun.
So I had that itch, and I still want to play. I want to be at my very best before I step on the singles court, and I've been kicking myself this whole week for not playing, so
Right.
You never know.
So hopefully next year we'll see you make a return to the singles qualifying division,
We shall see.
and hopefully you'll be carrying that national doubles title once again for your 10th one, and maybe try to do the double-double again.
Double.
All right. Well, it's been a pleasure having Aimee Ruiz here in the interview room at the Echelon Nationals. Anything you want to know about Aimee Ruiz, Echelon Racquetball, you can find it at Ectelon.com. Watch us on Inside the 209 also. You'll hear from Aimee on that show as well on EchelonTV.com. Thanks very much, Aimee.
Thanks, John. Oh, gosh.